Hello, I'm Dr. Jeanette Raymond, psychologist, psychotherapist, and relationship expert, here to talk to you about men who are afraid of women, but who then become raging bulls inside. And I have several men clients who come and talk to me about their fear of women. Usually their partners, their spouses, their mothers and so on, people that they're attached to and who are very significant in their lives. They feel like they can't speak their mind, they have to be obedient, they have to do what is right and bow down to their woman's wishes in order to be important to her, to be loved by her, to be receive affection and care, and to have that special place inside her heart. So they kind of feel themselves in a bit of a bind, like, what do I do? I need her, I depend on her to be cared for and loved, but I don't like it because that means I have to ignore myself, and I have to live with this fear. So when we work together, this is what I find, and I'll illustrate as I go along. Men who have these experiences of being afraid of women, they're afraid of being weak in bed, they're afraid of taking the initiative sexually, they're afraid of making decisions and choices that are going to rock her boat, disturb her, not fit with her scheme of things, her way of being in the world, and they're too afraid, so they kind of stay under the radar, and it makes them madder and madder and madder. So then they literally become violent sometimes, or passive aggressive, or they mock and they humiliate and they torment in ways that the woman doesn't understand, and she doesn't know that the man is afraid of her. She just experiences him as being controlling and contemptuous and condemning. So how does this happen? Why do men become afraid of these women and then turn into raging bulls? Well, it starts in their very early life, and they have a dual experience. So the first experience is of a mother or a grandmother or a very significant teacher, someone who took care of them, who had a lot to do with them, who was very harsh, authoritarian, didn't have any place for discussion, for mutual feelings, and so on. So that's one track that they experienced. And they became very afraid of these women because these women did have the power to make them feel good, to take care of their needs, to make them comfortable, to make them feel self-confident and good people and worthwhile. So they became very afraid of harsh, authoritarian, critical, judgmental women who had a big role to play in their lives. So now we're going to switch to the second track. Track number 2, they experienced usually a mother be very meek and mild with a bully of a dad, or a granddad, or a brother, or someone again who was significant. So then they experienced this woman as not being assertive, as being very dependent and scared, and completely ignoring her own wishes and her own needs, not taking care of the boy that was growing up and seeing this, but just living in fear and terror all the time and doing exactly what she was told, as if she was being abused, emotionally abused. So imagine a boy growing up with these two very different pathways: authority, criticism, judgment, harshness, and meek and mild and soft, and unable to do anything except live in terror. He would carry both those experiences with him, and he'd be burdened by them when he grew up to be an adult. Does he see women as mean and authoritative and crushing, or as weaklings and dependent and, unable to take care of themselves. Well, what he chooses to do usually, this boy who's brought up in this way, is to see women as the first one, the dominant, harsh, aggressive, punishing woman who's got all the power and all the authority to make him feel okay or not, because that's so much more powerful an experience. So he kind of sees women through that lens. What does he do with the experience of seeing women as weak and needy and dependent and unassertive? He makes that his MO. So that's the only way he can manage this conflict of both these very contrasting experiences. So he takes on the role of the weak and the needy and the dependent and the scared one, and the woman in his life becomes the authority figure. But of course, that's not who he really is. He isn't weak and needy and dependent and scared all the time. There's a part of him that's a raging bull that wants to come out and say, but I want to have the power, and I want to have the authority, and I want to be the decision maker. I want to say what happens around here. I want to make the choices. So there are times when he gets that mojo on, where he's fed up of being the obedient child to the woman's authoritative figure, and he goes crazy with his raging bull anger. He tries to be controlling in bed. He tries to be mocking and humiliating and condemning, because that's the only way he knows how to feel powerful, because he doesn't feel he has authority any other way. So if you're a man in this position, here's something you can bear in mind. Think about your experience, your inner feelings. Really tune in like a funnel. Go deep, 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 deep inside you. Notice how you're feeling invisible, you're scared, you feel like you don't matter, that you don't even exist, that you're just nothing. You're just, something to be managed and controlled. Put those feelings into words and share them with your partner in a way that she can hear. So you're not trying to control her back or just tit for tat or whatever. You're really explaining how you feel when you give up your power to her and let her be the authority figure, because that's what you're doing. She didn't choose to. You're not a kid anymore, so that means you're giving it to her. And if you're a woman who experiences your partner as usually being very obedient and soft and gentle and almost scared of you, and then he turns into this raging bull wanting to control you and do everything and take over from you, and he mocks you and he ridicules everything you do, just remember that he's trying to manage this conflict about which side he wants to take, and help him by being as steady as you can and listening to where he's coming from and showing him that you're neither controlling nor the woman who is meek and mild and who can't do anything and can't make any decisions. You're not a reflection of his past. You are yourself, and that's what he can't see. So hopefully that'll be able to help you, the man who is at once afraid of woman and is also a raging bull, and the woman on the other hand who wants neither to be your man's authority figure nor his abusive female that he has to use to feel scared, to feel powerful. Love to know what experiences you've had, how you feel, and any questions you may have. I'll be so happy to answer them.